So I 100% forgot to film an intro for this. So yeah, what's up everybody? It's your girl Richay here, back again with another video, and today we're making a bralette.
Ever since the day that you went away, you've been sending flowers to me, flowers today.
So first things first, grab yourself a little useless helper who just sits there and watches you, more like a supervisor than a helper. Get your pattern. This is the pattern that I'm going to use, and this is the fabric that I'm going to use. This is actually an old curtain, and I'm pretty sure I got this somewhere at a thrift store or flea market or something like that. Anyways, so these are the pieces to the pattern, and to be honest, this doesn't have a lot of stretch, so I'm going to use the biggest sizes that I can possibly use and just adjust it from there, as well as, what is the word for this? Stretch elastic. Fold over elastic, that's what it's called. Yeah, so get yourself some fold over elastic. That's the fold over elastic that I have. Okay, so you take your pattern pieces and you put it on your fabric. The curves are actually going to be the connecting pieces, so you want to put it on the embroidery. I don't plan on making this symmetrical. This is honestly just a test thing, but we'll see how it turns out. If I hate it, I have plenty more fabric to go. So let's attempt to do this correctly. Place your pattern down, pin it down, cut it all out. Okay, so now that all of my pieces are cut, this is the center, this is a cup, and then this is the cup. Please make sure that when you cut your pattern pieces, you either fold your fabric so that way you have two layers, or you flip your pattern over backwards and cut the second pieces so that way you have two mirroring pieces, if that makes sense. But basically, and Smokey would like to not help again. Are you all settled in? I kind of need that, so I'm gonna need you to just let that go. Come on, give it here. Thank you. So I did already, let me move the band to the side because I don't need it at the moment. I did already pin these two together. This first cup, I believe this is when put on going to be my left cup. I pinned it together and I have to sew it, of course. So again, I did do the largest size on here, so we might have to take a couple things in, and this fabric really isn't that stretchy, but it does give a little pull on that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew down each cup to put them both together, and we'll be back. Okay, so this is what the cup looks like when it's sewn. I did fold over the seam allowance and top stitch it down. So basically I folded over, pushed the seam allowance this way, and then I just sewed from the front part all the way down. And then I went ahead and clipped as much as I possibly can because this doesn't fray. It's just sometimes it's ugly if you cut it wrong. But I snipped as close to that sewing thread as possible to make it look better on this side. So we're gonna go ahead and do that with the other, the other side. So if you're wondering what in the world is going on here, I just sewed one of the cups to the actual bands, and I have to do the same with the other one now because the middle has to overlap. And just like this, I guess in the middle of my bralette, I have to actually finish the edges right here, and then I have to actually finish the edges on all the way around, and we'll see how it goes. So basically, take your cup, flip it over, overlap the middle right here, and then slowly make your way meeting the edges. Curved seams are always really weird, and I wish I could show you, but again, I don't have a tripod this time. But basically overlap them, sew, and slowly move one piece as you sew to match the curve till you get to the end. Okay, we're getting somewhere for sure. All right, you can definitely see the curve shape. Now here is where I have to get a little creative because this is not lace, so the edges have to be finished on everything. And also I have to go online to see how they close it. I'm pretty sure it's just sewn straight together in the back. However, that's not how this one's gonna work because of it's not that stretchy. This is maximum stretch right here. So we're gonna see how I'm gonna do this. Here's what I did. I decided to start with the bottom because I'm far too afraid to do the top, but as you can tell, it's currently wrong side's facing us right now. But I went ahead and took, I don't know if you can see it, my cats are being super loud, the smallest zigzag. You actually can't even see it. And I did it off the edge and on the edge. Am I bleeding? No, okay. Anyways, I took my fold over elastic and I put it right sides facing, and I took the smallest zigzag I could possibly do and zigzagged on the edge. So what I plan on doing is no, not extending it like this, but I'm actually going to continue on with the folding. And no, it's not going to look like it has a band. I'm actually going to fold it up once more and then zigzag it down. So this is what it's going to look like. So this is what it's actually going to look like. So as you can see, or not, okay, now you can see, I basically folded it over and zigzagged, so that way it still maintains its stretch, but on the back you can see that kind of small little piece that I sewed it onto and folded it over. Okay, so now I guess I have to do the top. I'm not exactly sure. I might, no, I was gonna say I might start with this edge and just go along the top part of that, but then I realized I do have to sew these parts, and these parts would have to go under this part. So your girl is gonna have to figure out how to bias tape around this entire thing. So we'll see how it goes. So I've just decided I'm gonna finish all the edges the exact same way, with the exception of this part. I'm just gonna have to start doing it that way first, and then stopping right here, folding it over, sewing it down, and then folding this over and hand pinning it all the way around the curves, and then doing the same to this side as well. I was talking about how I zigzagged this, attached it to up to here, and then I didn't attach it, but I folded it all the way through here, and then I stopped right here. So while doing this bralette, getting to this side did get a little bit difficult because it was the process of flipping it back over to re-sew, to fold it back over in order to have the correct width and size, I guess, as this one was a lot more difficult because I got very confused. So if you do end up making this pattern, I would definitely recommend trying with stretch lace before anything else. And now that I actually look at it, I can tell, after detailed looking, I can tell that they used regular stretch lace and then sewed an additional edging to finish it. Like all of this little decoration right here is actually another layer put on top, which kind of is similar to this, but I feel like if I would have just did stretch lace like this, it would have been a lot easier, but I make things difficult for myself. Anyways, so yeah, this part definitely did get a little bit out of my control as to confusion wise, but I mean, we got here, we made it. Next is actually, I really don't feel like creating clasp for this episode just because I don't have enough time. So maybe the next one I will show you how to do the hooks and eyes. But I bought these from Joann's, and I will link them below if you need it. I'm actually going to use the clear ones for this, for the straps. So we need a strap here and a strap here. So basically I'm going to take my fold over elastic and fold it over, of course, zigzag all the way down and create a very long strap and two of them, and then we're gonna hook these things on it. I folded it in half and then I took a zigzag stitch, I don't know if you can see it, all the way down it, and then I cut it at the end after I folded it in half again. So that way I have 2 equal lengths. So those are going to be my straps. First, of course, I'm going to have to sew one end on the back of this one and one end on the back of that one. Ended up cutting 2 inches off of the ends from each strap because I needed them to put the bottom ring in for the sliders. So I took that, put them together, and I actually sewed it on about 1.5 inches from the edge. And then I also put on the actual slider on the strap after I attached it. It's a little bit far up right now, but I have to, if I can get the end, run this through the slider, or through the ring, back up. I don't know if you can see, give me 1 second. Through the ring, just like that, back up. I have to pull this slider all the way down to about right here, and I have to actually adjust it so that way this slides back through the slider. So this is what we're looking at after I slide it back through, and I actually have to push this down that part again, if that makes sense. So this I have to tilt down, and it has to go in and back through under this, and then I have to sew it back to this piece. It may be a little hard to see, but yeah, I slid this back in through the top, and I have to take this piece and slide it back through the bottom. I don't know if y'all are understanding where I'm going at this point, but yeah, this has to go back through the bottom. This is what it looks like, right? You have 2 layers, one on top, one on bottom. And I'm actually gonna take this part, push this part away, and zigzag right there. Remember, it's attaching to itself. And now you have a functioning strap. Does a little loopy thingy. I'm gonna do the same to the other side. Now here's the inside of the bra, and for those of you who had questions possibly about how you get the cut parts to not fray, you actually can take it as close as possible to a flame, or I have little incense sticks that I light, and then I take it and fold it like this, so that way only this part gets to it, and it'll basically melt the ends, so that way there's no fray and there's no ugliness. And yeah, just make sure you clip off all your loose threads. Those of you who are wondering how I was gonna finish the edge, just like everything else, I wanted to have a little bit of consistency. So basically, you know, take a piece of elastic, fold over elastic, right sides, oh, hold up. Right sides facing together, so very tiny zigzag stitch across the edge, fold it over once, fold it over twice, and you get this nice clean edge right here. Everything has to be taken to the iron, and this is not a natural fiber, so of course you're gonna have to be on very low heat, but make sure you iron this at the end. So I'm gonna do that again to this side, and then I'm gonna attach fold over elastic like this to both ends. This is what the back ultimately looked like. I sewed 3 rows here, here, and here, so now I can just stretch, put it on, if it makes sense. I can't do all of it. I can stretch, put it on. However, I would recommend that if you have like a red ribbon or a pink ribbon, put a little ribbon here, a little ribbon here to cover the little seams. Here, 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 and then of course one right there would be so cute. But yeah, that's ultimately, I'm done. That's what it looks like. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, follow me on all social media. They're all at Okayrichay, and I will see you next time.